Are you already recording?
Yeah. I started recording and then Chris started pulling a J and grabbing everything.
I didn't know we were recording. Okay.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
What's wrong with you? Oh.
What's up, guys? A little special episode of Name Loading. I'm your reactor, Mustache.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jay.
And what a wondrous occasion it is. You can tell I'm definitely ready for the occasion. Somebody is not dressed for the occasion.
That's crazy.
I came from work.
And they knew. They knew. Premeditated.
Whoa, that's
Premeditated
crazy.
wearing.
When I dress myself, I'm half asleep.
Yeah, I believe that. So yeah, we're here for the episode Luffy Gear 5. I know, right? Of all the things to wear.
So aggressive.
Episode 1071. What can I say? I don't know. Like, we're going to watch the episode. We're going to kind of live react to the episode. I don't know how I'm going to edit this video or episode. There will definitely be a long discussion, I think, after this. But I will try to upload as much as I can. So yeah, are you guys ready? Any hopeful things? Any highlights?
No, I'm just ready for the ride.
Yeah, like how much do we get? I guess that's the question. How much do we get?
Interested in.
And I want to see how much they do as far as CG and if it's
that's
noticeable.
True. Yeah. Well, yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it.
What a crotch shot.
Look at Zunish.
He's like definitely near, right?
I think so. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, his hair.
I love that. The
I know.
Is just like spilling out of him.
Oh.
Oh, that's so sick.
Oh
my God.
Dude.
Bro. I love that.
The like deformity.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I love that. I love the conker just spilling out of him. I love it. This nigga's a Super Saiyan. He literally he's going Super Saiyan right now. That's crazy.
There he is.
Oh, he looks
Full
so
white,
good.
dude.
See, Oda can't be doing that. He's just drawing random baddies. Irrelevant female.
I love that like all of them can feel it. Yes.
Oh, sheesh.
Fuck. Yeah, so this is all the same night, right?
Yeah.
The whole raid's just one night, yeah. We were talking at work, seeing how long the raid.
Oh, because I'm sure they think he's just defeated.
You know what's kind of stupid about this being their plan? If Luffy dies there, the fruit just reincarnates in Wano.
Yeah, but like they said, they've been trying to get a hold of it.
But how are they going to get
And
it?
if Wano's a locked country, then...
Yeah. So it's like, I guess they would prefer to just be somewhere in Wano, but then it's like, yeah, but then that means Kaido has the fruit.
Yeah, but you remember, if it resets and it shows up randomly, they have X-Drake there. They have that agent that they're talking about there.
Yeah, they have CPs.
Yeah.
Or some of the agent. Those silhouettes of him are up there with like when Gon just sacrifices like all of his nin.
Dude, the animation! There he is!
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, does he fancy?
Oh my god, dude!
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting emotional, dude.
Yes!
It's the most ridiculous power. That's a bar.
God.
Jeez. He said we don't need Warner Brothers.
I know.
This is my peak.
Yeah, this is peak.
Oh, he said it. He said it. It's a lot better than what I imagined it to be.
Yeah. The like bounce effect is very well done. He said, "No, where's Kaido?"
I was like,
Hey.
what the fuck?
What's that?
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
Guys, what's that? What's that on the roof?
God.
Boom. Oh my gosh. Like, I didn't say
I know. He said, wait. Punisher. No.
Oh, the eyeballs. Sir.
Yeah.
Who's that guy again?
Well,
He said, time to have some fun.
muscle. Oh my god.
Dude, like the energy transfer like through his whole body.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, the remix of the I was surprised. Kaido ain't learned a single lesson. Oh my god. Oh! Whoa.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
this is so unhinged, bro.
I fucking love this dude.
Dude. Oh my god. The panel breakdown. Dude. Like, oh, that's when my fireball
I know,
feels
yeah.
like. That hurt.
I can see how they were having so much fun with
Yes.
this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. This is fucking sick, bro.
Bro. Dude, these panel breakdowns are gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
I low-key might screenshot that and use it as a background. That's amazing.
Yeah, everybody's having fun now.
Oh, I love that. Oh, man, there's so many good shots that you could just like screen cap and use as a screensaver.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Oh.
Okay. That is the episode.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. It's hard to unpack everything that we just saw.
It's okay. First initial thoughts for me. I love it. It's great. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's everything. My only gripe, and I get it, because going after the fact, we need these things to make a bigger impact, but the amount of flashbacks for stuff, I was like, okay, I got it. Give me more of the Gear 5.
Listen, I've been on this for a couple episodes, so I'm going to try to be nice, but let's be honest. I mean, that's just how Toei handles pacing. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I think they could have, if that was what they were going to do, just dedicate a whole episode to it, like a whole flashback episode, and then, or like even the Hiyori stuff, just all do that all in like its own episode, and then just like, let's just get to Gear 5 and let's just be action from here on out.
See, but I feel like you don't do that, because if you do that, it goes into what we had already talked about you're like, okay, we get it, we've been here. But at the same time, going into what you said while we were watching the episode of like, oh man, the amount of stuff that it took to get to this point, of course they want to drill it home while we're at that peak battle. While we're finally getting reveal of the new form.
Yeah, I don't mind the Kaido Luffy segment where it just shows like how many times they fought and stuff like that. But I definitely think that like, not that it was a bit of a disconnect because it's like, okay, we see him and they're like, all right, now we're gonna disappear for 10 minutes and talk about Hiyori. Yeah, and it's like,
I wish they would have just done it a little bit more faster, like faster paced.
Oh, the Hiyori stuff.
Because the panel it wasn't that long.
Yeah, but it's like you have to think. You know, when you're reading, it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, when your goal is to only adapt a single chapter, you're going to take moments that were probably a handful of panels or maybe a page or two, and then it becomes a 10-minute like part of the episode.
I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be dramatic. She's gonna get her revenge on her family, her dad, all that stuff. But it's like, could have done a little bit faster.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, once you show off Gear 5, I feel like we shouldn't leave it.
Yeah,
and the fact that like they showed it and then they were like, okay, and then we're just gonna like take these 10 minutes to talk about Hiyori. It's like, it's not that I don't like, because I do. It's a good scene, but it's like, well, you already showed off Gear 5, so I don't care about this right now.
Yeah, like do you?
But it's Toei. They've done this for years. It's when Super Saiyan Goku was there, and then they cut to Bulma and Gohan, and
like trying to get away.
Yeah, it's like we know this was gonna happen.
Do you change up the format and put the Hiyori stuff in the beginning, have him start to burn up, and then you like start to hear the drums? You know what I mean? And go from it that way.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm still opposed just. Because I also think it just works better if you're like, okay, well, everything else is done, so we're just
focused
here.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? We know, spoilers, not that I think anyone cares, but the Hiyori stuff's not done. Yeah. Because Orochi still has to, you know.
Yeah.
So that tells me that not only is the next episode probably going to have some part of it, but, and I guess being a manga reader and knowing that, it also kind of like makes you like roll your eyes a little bit because it's like, well, they didn't finish the Hiyori stuff, so we've still got this Hiyori stuff to deal with in the next episode, and depending on how Toei wants to handle it, the next episode. Yeah. So, which I mean, I know we are aware of their pacing.
That whole Hiyori fire, all that stuff, it just kind of it gives the anime and what they're doing a sense of urgency of what they have to do. Because like they have to put out the fire, they have to save them, blah, blah, blah. And Luffy's up there fighting Kaido at the same time, so it gives a sense of urgency of we got to do this quickly, or
and then that goes into what we were talking about last episode with the idea of like the flashbacky stuff, to where it's like, do you devote the episode to Gear 5 and then come in with an episode maybe 1 or 2 times later and go, while that's happening, this is happening, because then I feel like that kind of like you go in, you shoot up to this very high point, and then you go to this kind of like baseline point, and you're like, oh, this isn't the end of the arc, you know?
Yeah, I think there's also that it almost like kind of takes the wind out of you. Luckily, it looks so good and it's so exciting that like it still ends up creating a phenomenal episode. But like I said, I think if you just take an episode, you do the Hiyori stuff, and maybe at the end of it, you do Kaido saying, I'm sorry about that idiot getting in the way, but you never see Gear 5, you just hear him until like the last shot, and it's like him smiling, and then you just know, okay, we're here, and then next episode, it can cut back, do all that stuff, and then maybe even in that episode in the same spot, but with the Gear 5 stuff in.
Well, I think the problem too is it's not really a problem, but Oda does want 1-for-1.
Yeah.
But fuck, the animation was fucking perfect, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
like
watch
beyond my
panel breakdown.
Expectations, everything, dude.
That panel breakdown is gonna be insane.
I love the we get the shot 1-for-1 of the anime where it's like Gear 5, you know what I mean? Instead of just being like the shot without the text, also getting the each letter being kind of his previous form
Yeah.
and getting that at the end, you're like, this is amazing. This is where we want to be at.
I love how unhinged it just is. Next episode is going to be when Kaido's like, you're like more of a Zoan type, right? Or is that later? Because he does acknowledge something.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he acknowledges that his fruit works more like a Zoan. Probably. I mean, it all depends on how it ends up getting paced.
Yeah. Because I feel like, honestly, we probably get Gear 5, I think, crossed up into 3 episodes. So, like, this one, the next one, and the one after.
Maybe even more.
Really?
Yeah, because to the point of, like, the urgency thing, we still have Hiyori, we still have the fire, we're going to get Yamato and Momo's reactions. So I could totally see this being, like, probably 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 if they really just want to. And then that would also do this in Gear 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see something like that. But, yeah, maybe they finish up and maybe the 5th episode is just like the ending.
So, question, and then we get into this delay of what the new OP is. Is the new OP Gear 5 centric?
I think the new OP is going to be the original OP, but with a bunch of wacky shit going on.
That would be kind of like,
I would love that.
Like, what if it's the original like OP? Because we have seen like this refreshed version of the OP as well, but like
Gear 5's in the background, like
he's like running through, like doing things,
like cooling shit.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so good.
No, I don't really have any expectations for OPs or whatever.
Because like we clearly see
I skip them. Because I feel like they spoil.
Well, they can't really spoil manga readers.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean, though.
Because definitely going into slight spoilers here if you haven't watched it, but that like reveal of the egghead kind of group and how that's animated is very Looney Tunes / Gear 5-esque already. So you're like, oh, this is what we're fully giving in. We're fully giving into this style. Yeah. I think the episode, other than the Hiyori stuff, which slightly tings it down, I think it's everything that was expected. Nothing was kind of left on the table. I do slightly feel bad about, like, not feel bad, but like we get the beginning, we see how he's acting, we see the hockey bleed, we see the terrain kind of reacting to this new form, but we see it multiple times animated the same exact way. So you're like, I get you're trying to kind of create this suspense of like, oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? But it's like, we could have moved into more of that stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. It was a little jarring, like, while watching that, because like, you see the panel, and then like 10 seconds later, you see the panel again. And you're like, okay, like, these panels are awesome, but like, they're complete repeats, and it's like, okay, like, I get it, gotta stretch it.
Because that, if anything, that gives me hope that hopefully going into the future for the Gear 5 stuff, it's like, okay, we've kind of gotten same frames out of the way to introduce new frames. To where you're like, okay, we're really kind of stretching the budget on the first, like, or saving the budget on the first one so we can really use it on the next few.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because I don't know, that preview of the next episode looked insane. So.
Yeah.
My only real problem as far as animation style with the thing, you can tell that shot of Kaido inside the skull was really CG'd.
Yeah, but we've been getting that kind of like CG Kaido over the last few episodes.
He's hard to draw.
Yeah. Well, not to mention too, like, I almost feel like you don't stay with the, like, I don't know, best looking version of Kaido, because then when you introduce this off the wall version, you're like, oh yeah, we're really going in.
Yeah, the transition from him being the CG to being animated was a really nice transition, because you're like, okay, this is super serious, like Grumpy Kaido. Oh, he's getting pulled through the roof. Yeah. Oh, he's animated now. Yeah. It's like his eyes are popping out. So it almost was a very nice transition of, like, he gets grabbed, becomes animated, like
the for lack of a better term, the hole in the roof ends up becoming like that portal to the Toon world, you know? It almost, and I'm sure if they had gotten that kind of like WB animator, they could have maybe done like full-on Looney Tunes circle like portal like up, you know what I mean?
That would have been dope, yeah. I do love his reaction every single time. What is that on the roof? It's so good.
Yeah, I cannot say probably enough. I probably will end up watching this episode a good few more times, like Chris is saying. Like, every single...
I don't even care about... I'm going to skip the Hiyori
part.
Oh,
yeah. But, you have so many key frames of, like, good stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's watch it.
The next episode...
There's no break for anime next week, right?
No. I was going to say, they just came off a break,
back.
too.
Yeah, and the chapter's back, so... We're gonna have
eating next week.
Spice.
Yeah. I honestly, depending on how easy this episode is to edit for YouTube, I would probably say let's go ahead and just every Gear 5 containing episode do it how it is. You know what I mean? How this one is. But yeah, this is.
I mean, it's a hard episode to hate, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't. If you want to get really anal, then you can complain about the Hiyori stuff, and we critiqued it, but like I don't think it ruined the episode for anyone.
No,
it was just kind of like
you can put too much in there because people are already having like
yeah. I think it's more of like a spoiled kid reaction where it's like we got Gear 5, but look Hiyori shit. Yeah, it's like like did you watch the Gear 5 part? The shit was amazing. But yeah. What was you were asking him earlier, did he think...
I was asking if you think Kaido could have stopped, but he just decided to hit him anyway. Or was he already in full
I think
swing?
That's a full swing.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
Like, he doesn't notice until it's too late.
Yeah.
But that makes me wonder, because in the Odin flashback, he deliberately hits him.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I think that's what it is that in the first time he goes, this is what I'm doing... I'm gonna be kind of the more powerful person here, but then in this one, this is where his conscience catches up to him,
because he was genuinely looking for the fight, and then it was robbed from him. So we were talking about it at work, and this is my hot take, I guess, but I think that like Kaido, if he didn't have to deal with all the other shit he dealt with leading up to Gear 5, I think he probably beats Luffy.
I think that's a big question, because even with that hypothesis of like he's kind of gassed, you could, because we see gassed Luffy, like we see it later with a gassed Gear 5, and he ends up getting kind of re-energized. So the question is like, does Gear 5 come up sooner or later, and in that term, do we see different moves to meet it?
I think because like I think he goes into Gear 5, but like he still kind of struggles with Kaido, and I'm under the opinion that Kaido is not very fatigued, but he has been like dealing with this shit for nonstop.
Because the question is too is that we see Luffy in this episode, we know it happens multiple times in this kind of this battle with Gear 5. Is Luffy sending his attacks straight back at him?
Yeah.
So if Kaido is doing more powerful attacks, do those more powerful attacks get ricocheted back at him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you also remember that Zoans recover faster than normal people.
Yeah. So that's a very good question, but that's like we would never know until we know.
I don't think we're ever going to know.
Yeah.
But that's my hot take, because I'm just like, he was struggling with him, and even if we're saying like he's only partially fatigued, it's like Luffy's still struggling, so I'm like, man, imagine like full powered Kaido.
Because I'm not saying
no other shit going on.
Lucci is on the same level of Kaido, never near. But like, look at how Gear 5 Luffy handles an awakened Lucci, and it's quick. You know what I mean?
I guess that's super spoilery, but whatever. Because I'm like, I do feel bad for Lucci. Because like it felt like he got an awaken because it was new and fresh with Luffy, so they gave it to him.
He's part of the crew now.
Like they gave it to him, but then it's just like so underwhelming compared to like what Gear 5 is. Now I understand Gear 5 is peak, but like man, it's like, why even give it to Lucci at that point?
I think that's because I think that is a way to show that, like, Luffy and the crew aren't the only people that have advanced to that, like, kind of awakened form. Because I would argue that there's probably a lot of people that we haven't seen in a while that have also powered up a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, look at Garp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like, because I get what you mean, and like it would make sense for Lucci to awaken his fruit, but it's like when you see your awakened Kaido, because I'm also under the assumption that Kaido is awakened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you see your Kaidos and you see your Luffys and you're like, even your cats, like your Katakuris. You're like, oh, so this is like what an awakening is supposed to be like. Or even Law and Kid. And you're like, these are awakenings. Then you get Lucci and it's like, it's kind of hard to know because he got no diff so hard. But it's like.
But all those other devil fruits are, as far as or if I can remember, he's the only Zoan that's been awakened, right?
Other than potentially Kaido.
Yeah. So, like, we don't know how awakenings work.
I was going to say, too, running from that battle all the way to kind of where Luffy has to start using gears and other forms, Lucci was kind of the baseline of, like, oh, I have to step my game up. Mm. So now I think Lucci's awakening is being used more as a story tool to be like, this was the dude that put me on blast back in the day, and now he's just a nobody.
Speaking of that, like, as far as we know with Gear 5 now with the egghead stuff, he doesn't have to, like, power up. He just transforms, like, straight up, right?
I think that's how it happened when he faces Lucci, is that he just goes right into it.
Yeah, because he's just basically... He's just Gear 5 from now on.
Yeah, well, just like how he does with Bound Man.
Yeah.
And I would argue, too, because correct me if I'm wrong, but we see Snake Man versus Cat, and, like, I feel like we haven't seen Snake Man ever again.
We saw it with Kaido.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
I think he did use it against Kaido.
Because I know he does use Bound Man versus Kaido. So, yeah, I think it's quickly, though, isn't it?
It's like 1 or 2 episodes,
okay.
Yeah.
He puts it in work, though.
Maybe it's more like because Kong does seem to be like, I'm going for strength, not speed, and then Snake seems to be the vice versa of that. So, because he does use Kong significantly more. I think like 3 out of 4 of the times it's Kong, and then 1 time it's Snake Man.
The problem with Snake Man is he has to be kind of standing still, and the only thing moving are his hands, right?
Well, we don't know, because he only fought Cat.
Because I guess too, though, and then that's the reason Snake Man becomes kind of the form, is it's really only versus opponents that kind of have the clairvoyance to see the future partially. Yeah. And like Chris was saying, with Bound being such a powerhouse form, you wouldn't sacrifice the speed for power versus Kaido.
Yeah. Because Kaido's probably just going to stand there.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway.
Because you have to think, it goes back to Luffy's, the Gatling. You know what I mean? Like, Gatling is for lack of a better term, one punch is 100 consecutive punches. And it's like, oh, well, why don't I just do one big punch?
Yeah. Because, like, that's the difference between, like, using bazooka or using Gatling, depending on the opponent.
Yeah, we're almost at an hour, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm so satisfied with that episode.
Yeah. They said August was going to be the time for One Piece, and here it is.
I mean, it's so peak that Jujutsu has to take a 3-week break.
Are they really?
Coincidence.
Oh, yeah, because it's at the...
Coinkydee.
Damn.
This is a good time to catch up. This is a good time to catch up.
That's very true. I would say, too, like, they take the break when they release the Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say,
because the whole flashback's done.
Oh, okay, that's what I was going to ask, because next is Shibuya.
Yeah, because I sent you the thing on Twitter, I think, right? Or maybe it was Instagram. Some of the character profiles for Shibuya.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there it is. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to comment down below. Tell us what you think of Gear 5. If you enjoyed this kind of reaction format, please comment down below. Like I said, if this is easy to edit, then we will try to do this for all of Gear 5. But yeah, I'm not looking to get back into reactions, though.
It was a special occasion, special event, so we felt it only right.
Because even, we usually will film tomorrow, but even on this one, we were like, the stars aligned to have us all be off at the same time perfectly for the episode. So, of course, we went ahead and filmed it today.
Yeah. Probably is not going to be considered, I would say, an official episode. Or like a point
this is like you said, a special occasion. This is kind of like a celebratory episode.
Yeah.
And he was like, I keep trying to get out the game, but
I
they keep pulling me back in.
Yeah, because I keep thinking about there's the Kanye West song Celebration, and it's Jay-Z, and he's like, first and foremost, fuck you, Kanye, for making me do this shit. But until next time, make sure to subscribe to enjoy all of these wonderful episodes. And until next time, I've been Mustache.
I'm Jay.
Don't die. I'm Chris.
Later.